So while you've been playing Starfield doing whatever the f you're doing, I've been hard at work scouring the Nexus, trying to find the next big thing. I'm talking about the next Thomas the Tank Engine, maybe Randy Savage, and I'm proud to say that I tried. I tried hard. But that's not to say that I don't have some bangers for today. So let's start the list with some useful additions to the game, fixing some issues or complaints that people had. So one of the most common complaints about Starfield is that there's a lot of time that you have to spend in menus. I mean, this game is not a space sim. It's a fast travel sim. And you know how when you're on a planet and you want to leave the menu, you press once, you press twice, you press so many times you'll start sweating like this guy. And Bethesda implemented the option to hold to leave, but even then it takes a second. But with undelayed menus, we don't waste time on animations. We open, do our business, and go. Just look how fast. There are a lot of input delays in the game, and this mod removes yet another one. Okay, so let me give you a scenario. You're exploring a dark cave and it's 3 AM in real life, so your eyes are already having a bad time trying to keep up, and then you see a terminal. Why not take a look and see what's hidden in there, you say to yourself. And then you're met with the brightest f***ing light in the settled systems. Thankfully, modders came to the rescue with dark mode for terminals. Now, I'm not one of those weirdos that need dark mode everything, but I vouch for dark mode terminals because it will 100% save your eyes. Whose idea was to make the entirety of the UI white? You would think that if something were to be more important than other things, it would just stick out. Well, Enhanced Player Healthbar does just that. This mod makes it so that if your health is higher than 75%, it will stay white, indicating you have nothing to worry about. From 50 to 75%, it will be yellow. Maybe you should try to be a little careful. 25 to 50%, it will be orange. Now you gotta take cover, try to heal, and anything below 25 will be red. This is absolute panic mode. This is not a drill. Not gonna lie, I see red quite a lot. And that's only because I like to live on the edge. Not because I'm bad at the game. Another issue I had was glancing down at the UI and seeing that this white bar was pretty full for a split second, and then I die. That's not the health bar, that's the boost bar. But why would you make them both the same color? Enhanced boost bar will make it blue. It will make sense, and you cannot confuse it again with the health bar. Another cool and extra detail is that it flashes cyan when it charges fully, so it sticks out. Animals are ruthless in this game, and it's so annoying that you have to get so close to them in order to scan them. Handscanner Boost is pretty simple, as all it does is increase the range and zoom of your scanner, so you don't have to get as close to the creatures as Todd Howard wants you to. While sort of unrealistic, Firearm Tweaks changes two things in combat. It makes the reloading faster, making combat as a whole more fast-paced. I can't tell how many times I died because I had to reload. And it also improves your aim stability. Why is it always in games that when your character aims down a sight, they start getting a little groovy? Like, what's up with this? So while this mod is not necessarily realistic and it does give you a little bit of a cheating edge, it's fun. True Aim is another mod improving the gun combat, matching your vertical and horizontal movement. It has FOV options, which personally doesn't really affect me because I have another mod for that. It makes the zoom aim sensitivity the same as non-zoom aim. It generally lowers the sensitivity and overall makes shooting people feel better. Did you know that vanilla has a limit of 10 shell casings? That's pathetic. Well, with the mod Immersive Shell Casings, that feature is improved to make your firefights feel like they had more weight by making the aftermath messier. You'll be able to see your shell casings on the floor. Do I have to state how immersive this is? Surprisingly, it doesn't ruin your performance because trust me, I wouldn't have it if it did. What's a mod video without some immersion, right? Here's another thing about vanilla. The blood in this game looks like jam. And I'm not talking about that delicious home-cooked strawberry jam. I'm talking about the shitty red gelatin you find in stores. And that's why I have enhanced blood textures, adding some HD blood decals to the game, making blood seem more realistic. If this explanation makes any sense, the splatters seem to be going from one direction to the other, as opposed to just splat. You know what I mean? While in my opinion, I think this could benefit from bigger splatters and a bit more variety, it's still an improvement over vanilla. It makes you wonder, whoever created these textures, how do they get them? I hope at least they used an Azim lover like Lincoln. He would deserve it. While we're on the topic of textures, you might also want to consider 4K fire effects. This mod upscales the fire to 4K, which personally, I don't see much of a difference, probably because I'm upscaling the whole game with DLSS, but if your PC is not a little crying bitch like mine, consider this mod. In addition to the amazing Star UI that I showed off in my previous video, I bring you compact mission UI and compact shipbuilder UI, making these two menu screens more suitable for PC players, as you'll be able to see more options at once on the screen given their immersive compactness. For real though, the UI was designed with Xbox in mind, which is fair, but it's very nice to have this option for PC, since we're all playing at a monitor for a reason. Because we're hardcore tryhards, not because we don't have a nice TV and a comfy couch or someone dear to us. The shipbuilder is especially useful since I can't lie, it's overwhelming, and this mod makes me feel less claustrophobic, if that makes sense. Have you gotten tired of the cutscenes in the game yet? As I said before, this game is a fast travel sim, but also a watch this cool animation while we wait for things to load a little bit in the background sim. But let's face it, the animations for docking are painfully long. They sure are cool though. But with ship skip, you can simply remove the cutscene and see your ship dock in real time. Now I'm not gonna lie, I expected to hate this mod. I thought the cutscenes were cool, and I thought the ship would just instantly snap to whatever you're docking, but there's actually an animation there and Bethesda wanted to cover it with a cutscene. There are other options for you to skip other cutscenes, but I honestly will keep those. I'd rather see 10 seconds of my ship cinematically taking off than 1 second of buffering, even if it is indeed faster. If you want other aspects of the game to also be faster, you should consider instant Digipick, removing the animation of your character, putting the Digipick to their face, letting you start the minigame directly. Instant doors, which removes some of the animations of doors. As I said before, my PC can't really handle much, so I'm getting these visual issues, but it's there for you to try out. And Ultra-Anim, faster interaction animations, making a bunch of animations way faster, especially when sitting in the cockpit or chairs. It also makes the ladder animations faster, which I'm very pleased with, and the airlock doors are now comically fast as well. So let's talk dialogue. See what I did there? So while I don't think there's anything wrong with the vanilla dialogue menu, I am a firm believer in constant improvement, and improvement you shall get with enhanced dialogue interface. Now looking at it now, I was also pretty skeptical, but what if I told you you can align it to the left, or to the right, or leave it in the center? You can also change the size of it too. You can have it ridiculously small, or you can have it look like your parents' phone. You can change the gaps between the lines, change the colors of the text, the shadow, and the box. I like it pink. The possibilities are endless, and you make all these changes via a simple INI file that, get this, you can mess around with in-game. You don't even have to reboot your game to make these changes. Now that's a change with Starfield I really like. I don't think Skyrim had that, and it's a very welcome feature now. Now these mods are more like useful than fun. A lot of them fix a bunch of issues that came with the game, and that's usually how modding starts for a Bethesda game. That and nude mods. So one of my priorities this week is to take some of the most useful mods and create a list to fix all these issues. So if you like this video so far, it's a perfect time to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with my next uploads. So now that I mentioned that, let's take a look at some less serious and definitely less useful mods that came out this week. They are here and they are glorious. The Star Wars mods are kicking in. Now there are actually quite a bunch of Star Wars theme mods, but I'd say this is the first quality one. Galactic Civil War conversion changes the armors of guards from this boring, realistic uniform to this glorious Imperial armor. They look really cool and do look like they belong in Star Wars, but that's not the only thing that's immersive. They also can't aim for shit. I don't know if that's a feature with this mod or if it's just a thing with the game. Probably the latter, but if anything, this mod makes your game more immersive since it adds a reason for the AI to be so bad. And that's not the only Star Wars mod on the list. This next one you might actually use unironically. There's nothing wrong with vanilla jetpack sounds, right? They're chill, they work, but if you can replace them with the Star Wars Bounty Hunter jetpack sounds, I'm starting to like vanilla a little less. The sounds in this mod are pretty faint, but you can definitely notice a difference, and it still feels like it belongs in the Starfield universe. So that's not totally out of place. Okay, so now we're cooking. Here's another Star Wars mod I want to take a look at. Galactic Empire flag, changing the flags in New Atlantis to Imperial flags. Listen, there are a lot of variants, so here's a few of them. There's really not much to say about this mod, I mean just see for yourself. I think all these Star Wars editions are great, and I guarantee the moment a lightsaber mod comes out, there's gonna be a bunch of YouTubers, myself included probably, turning Starfield into Star Wars. Mark your calendars. As I said previously, you should watch out for my next video in which I put together as many useful mods for PC players, so if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. On this channel, you will see a lot more Starfield modding videos as well as Skyrim modding videos if you're into that as well. A huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who fuel more and more content here. Look how cute they are. If you want to appear on the screen here, or if you're feeling a little brave and you want me to roast you in my next videos, consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description. Other than that, here's my last Starfield modding video, here's my Starfield details that you missed video, and now click on either one and leave me alone.